This is Iraqi Dinar Today Latest news, and what's happening right now has the entire community talking. After years of anticipation, countless discussions, and repeated speculation, we are finally seeing movement that many say could redefine the landscape. Reports circulating across several reliable sources claim that the long-awaited Tier 4B codes have been activated, signaling that the system for private exchanges involving the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong may now be online. If accurate, this marks an operational step that people have waited years to witness, and it's creating a wave of excitement across global currency forums. For those just tuning in, these latest developments have emerged over the past 24 hours, during which multiple updates indicated that Tier 4B codes had been entered into banking networks associated with currency reform. While rumors of progress have circulated before, the difference this time appears to be evidence of genuine system activity. These codes, according to financial insiders, serve as the authorizations that allow banks and redemption centers to begin internal processes. In short, they're the keys that start the engine. Without them, no transactions move forward. That's why today's reports have drawn such a strong response. Overnight, online communities lit up with screenshots, quiet confirmations, and cautious optimism. While some still urge restraint, others point to backend indicators showing that something tangible has changed. The term Tier 4B refers to a specific classification within the broader structure of the currency reform process. And understanding that tier helps explain why this news matters to so many people, following the dinar and dong stories closely. In simplified terms, the various tiers represent categories of participants in the global financial adjustment system. The first two tiers generally involve governmental and institutional settlements, while the third focuses on larger private and humanitarian groups. Tier 4B is where ordinary individual currency holders, those who have legally purchased Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, or similar currencies, come into play. Reports that these codes are now live suggest that this particular segment may be entering an operational phase for verification and scheduling procedures. To understand how these codes function, imagine the system as a secure vault. Turning the key doesn't cause the vault to swing open instantly, but it initiates a controlled unlocking sequence. The Tier 4B codes operate in much the same way. Once entered and confirmed through central banking and treasury systems, they permit further steps to occur within secure channels. For many observers, the detection of these codes indicates that the mechanism has begun moving, slowly perhaps, but definitely moving, after years of dormancy. What's truly notable this time is the coordination between multiple regions. In the past, news would emerge from one country or another without broader synchronization. But now reports suggest that Iraq, Vietnam, and U.S. banking networks are all showing simultaneous readiness signals. Iraq's central bank recently publicized progress in upgrading its exchange infrastructure. Vietnam has modernized its clearing systems, and several U.S. institutions have implemented new software updates. When these three sectors appear aligned, it naturally draws attention from those tracking the process. Skeptics are right to ask whether this could be another premature alert. History offers plenty of examples of false starts that created short-lived optimism. However, this current wave of reporting differs because much of the information is coming from verified technical channels, rather than anonymous internet posts. Several industry technicians have reportedly confirmed observable changes in live systems. While that doesn't mean final results are guaranteed, it does show that something operational, not just speculative, is underway. In Iraq itself, significant groundwork has been laid in recent months. The Central Bank of Iraq has steadily implemented reforms designed to stabilize the national currency and align domestic banking with international standards. That includes digital compliance systems, transparent reporting measures, and integration with recognized settlement networks. These upgrades weren't symbolic gestures. They were necessary steps for Iraq to participate in the global financial system on modern terms. These accomplishments now appear to form the foundation for whatever follows next. Vietnam has also advanced on a similar path. Its financial authorities have improved oversight, increased currency reserves, and expanded the use of digital payment technologies across its economy. Over the past few years, the Vietnamese banking sector has become one of Southeast Asia's most active in adopting international financial protocols. When updates mention that Vietnam's digital clearing platforms are now synchronized with foreign networks, That development signals preparedness for broader participation in global exchange systems. Meanwhile, the United States remains central to the practical implementation side of any redemption or verification process. According to some internal reports, institutions designated for handling private exchanges have been quietly conducting readiness drills and integrating authorization systems into their secure networks. The introduction of Tier 4B codes would effectively connect these systems to the larger authorization framework, allowing communication and data transfer to occur between verified financial entities. For many analysts, that's a key indicator that planning is moving into active status. Another point that's generating attention involves internal banking display systems. Though the public doesn't have access to these proprietary screens, some employees have indicated that listings for currencies such as the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong are appearing differently, showing as pending update rather than inactive. While these do not represent confirmed rates, they do indicate that those currencies are now part of ongoing system simulations, which often precede live implementations. Some observers have mentioned test rates appearing during internal simulations. These are not public or tradable values, but placeholders used to ensure systems can process potential data correctly. A test rate functions much like a rehearsal, ensuring that everything from accounting software to compliance verification runs smoothly when actual figures are introduced. The mere presence of such tests suggests that banks are preparing for live operation scenarios, which in itself is noteworthy. Behind the technical story lies a larger trend: the move toward asset-backed and transparency-driven global finance. Over the past decade, numerous nations have worked to link currency stability to measurable reserves, such as gold or other tangible assets. The aim is to strengthen public trust and create more predictable markets. Whether or not the current Tier 4B activation directly connects to this framework, it certainly reflects a global emphasis on verified value and accountability. For individuals watching from the sidelines, it's understandable that emotions run high. Many have followed this story for years, tracking every update, every statement, and every delay. Now, with verifiable back-end activity being reported, that patience feels validated. Still, experts urge caution. Periods of transition are when misinformation spreads most easily, and opportunistic scams often target those eager for quick results. Official institutions will never request private data or funds outside formal channels. And that's a point worth repeating. If this rollout continues as structured, the next logical step would involve notifications or scheduling messages sent to registered participants. Those communications would contain detailed instructions, identification requirements, and timing information. Following that, verification appointments could occur on a regional basis, expanding nationally as systems stabilize. The process is expected to emphasize accuracy, compliance, and security rather than speed, ensuring each stage functions properly before the next begins. Beyond the logistics, there's an emotional and social dimension to what's happening. The Dinar and Dong communities have built networks of discussion, research, and support over the years. These groups have learned resilience through waiting and have maintained dialogue through uncertainty. Whether or not all the details prove correct, the unity and perseverance within these communities are real and enduring. For many, that shared journey is as meaningful as the outcome itself. On a wider scale, any significant movement in the value or usability of these currencies could have broad economic implications. Strengthened national currencies can attract new trade partnerships, fund infrastructure projects, and enhance economic independence. For Iraq and Vietnam, such developments could accelerate modernization efforts and expand access to international markets. While it's too early to define outcomes, the potential for regional economic revitalization is clear. Finally, the push for transparency across global finance is creating a more accountable environment. Governments and financial institutions are increasingly adopting audit trails, digital ledgers, and asset verification tools. These advancements help build trust in every stage of the financial system. As technology continues to evolve, integrity and accountability are becoming central pillars of global economics. A shift that benefits everyone, regardless of individual investment status. As we close this update, one message remains consistent: stay calm, stay informed, and allow the process to unfold naturally. Major transitions rarely happen overnight. If the activation reports prove accurate, this is not an endpoint, but the beginning of an operational phase. Continue to rely on verified sources, maintain patience, and respect the procedures in place. The past few years have tested endurance. Now the focus is on understanding each step as it happens, carefully, clearly, and factually. And that's where we'll leave it for now. Iraq is ready, Vietnam is ready. Systems appear synchronized and reports indicate that Tier 4B codes are live. Whether this moment becomes a milestone in financial history or another stage in the journey, one thing is certain: we are witnessing real movement at last. Stay tuned to Iraqi Dinar Today Latest news for continuing coverage, verified updates, and in-depth analysis as new information develops in the days ahead.